Alright, YouTube, before the video begins, please make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, that way you never miss a video. What's going on, YouTube? Steve Gorniak here from GTradeNow.com. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you guys had fun and you relaxed and just recuperated from the long week that you guys had. As I do in every video, I want to take a quick second just to acknowledge and say thank you to the people that have reached out to me. Thank you for those that have purchased a strategy. And thank you for those that have joined the alert group. It means a lot and it's great. And I'm so happy that you guys are here. And I'm so eager to work with all of you. I can't wait till we do our live trading sessions, and I look forward to those days. This video that you're about to indulge in right now, this is going to become a staple at GTrade on a weekly basis. This is going to be a every Sunday type video. Basically, my partner Hassan is going to go through some charts that he and I are currently monitoring and watching. These will be how we get our alerts, right? And the beauty part about these videos, guys, is if you join the alert group, all these videos come right away to your email, right? So you have an idea first and foremost before it comes out on YouTube. But the nice thing about it is you're getting an analysis. So you're joining an alert group, right? But you're also getting information so you understand why you're getting these alerts. And that is key. You know, a lot of people join stuff and want everything handed to them. You know, we're going to give you our trades, and that's no problem. That's what we're here for. But hopefully you're learning something, and that's what we're trying to incorporate here at GTrade as far as our alerts go. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Hassan. He's going to take over the rest of this video, and he's going to explain his analysis. And if you guys just watch, you guys might learn something, and you will understand, and you can make some good trades this week, safe trades and good bets. So I look forward to working with you all. Please go on over to gtradenow.com. If you haven't been there, check out the site. There's some good information on there. My email is there. And it's also down below. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out. I respond pretty quick. I'm trying to get real good at responding fast so that way you guys aren't left in the loop. All right. Take care. Here's Hassan.
All right. So here's what we're doing. I'm looking at the weekly chart on /ES. And as you can see, /ES. On the weekly, it's pretty much overbought. So let's switch down here to a daily candle, and let's change the time frame a little bit. Not that this is really going to matter, but just to kind of show you some stuff. But as you see on a daily candle, it's overbought, probably close to equilibrium. But here's something I want you to point out. If you look here to the left, there's really no structure. However, once we zoom in, here's an area of structure that is pretty, kind of jumps out to me. Another reason I say that is you can see here where we hit a high, and then it just kind of, tapered on down. We're back up here to high again, and I kind of expected to taper down, but I expected also to kind of rise up a little bit. And this is where, if we do get a retracement, which I'm kind of hoping to possibly look at jumping in on a couple weeklies up here, where price won't go, but I'll break it down here once we switch over to the 4-hour chart. So switch over here to the 4-hour chart, and again, we really don't have much structure here right now, currently where we're at. But here's, again, I'm really hoping for a little retracement and bounce back up, hits a high, but at least to an area where we can possibly go jumping on a weekly, but something probably to set our alerts for on our charts. So, flash to that. Let me start building some trend lines here to kind of show you how I'm going to do my fibs. Just bear with me for a second. And when I'm doing these trend lines here, it's also helping me build some levels outside of if things were, this thing really tanks. I've got some really good levels that we could look at. But there's, one trend. That being with this swing low here being my last touch, I'm going to start from here and build another level. Alright, and then kind of zoom in here a little bit. With this particular trend line here, starting here, built that up, and this right here being my last, this swing low here being my last touch, probably can go build another level. We'll start here. And then I think that'll kind of be it, but let's see, I'll try to get down here as precise as I can. Alright, so kind of built 3 different levels, but let's just focus on the most recent one I just did. As you can see here, this current trend line that I'm highlighting right here, we started it here, and we got it starts here, we got our first touch, second touch. So that being said, I'm going to go here to my first touch from, obviously this is where it started, this is the first touch, so I'm going to go from my first touch here, go back to my, and doing advanced fibs, swing high to high. Let's show you what we're looking at. Alright, this right here will be my swing high, or one of my highs that I'm going to use, and it's right there. And of course you could probably go in and edit it, which I probably will, just so it can be exact. Let's see here. That being said, let's take a look at what we've got. Obviously, this is really respecting this trend line here. With our last touch here on this trend line, pretty much spot on at that 61.8. And as you can see, it on this 4-hour chart, it really respects this 61.8 level. And even you see a little bit of change control right here. So, how I kind of want to play that for this week regarding the ES is hopefully that we will get a nice little retracement down here to this level here where it hits a trend line, which would be right there at the 50% on the Fibonacci sequence. Maybe looking for a buy right there. And again, if it retraces back up, which is what I'm hoping for, then we can definitely start looking for some of our weeklies once it hits that retracement and spikes back up. But so that's kind of how I want to play that on this indice with the ES. I'm probably going to set an alarm maybe for this level here, so that way we can kind of be alert and be looking at our charts to look at this. Hopefully it'll hit this trend line, and we can go ahead and get a buy. Switch down to our lower time frames for our perfect entry. But then, like I said, once it retraces back up here, you see we got some good structure to the left, and hopefully we get some weeklies up here where price won't go. So that's kind of how I want to play that. All right, I'm going to do a quick analysis on the Euro USD. First, let me start off with, you look on my chart here on this 4-hour chart, and you may want to go ahead and set yourself an alert. We've had a really good supply zone at that 1.1740 on the Euro USD. As you can see, look on this chart, look at all that supply right there. Just a really good zone. I set an alert on my chart at 1739, and let's see, what did I write in the note? Oh, look at the chart, excellent supply zone here. So I set an alert on the Euro USD at 1.739, but the supply zone obviously is 1 pip above at 1740. Just like I said, as you can see, just a great supply zone. You can do that on your own chart, and you'll see. But again, this is on the 4-hour chart. That being said, let me kind of break down my analysis. Let's look at the weekly. On the weekly here, we see we're kind of at equilibrium right here on the weekly chart. But anyway, so on the weekly, we're kind of sitting at equilibrium. We'll switch up to the daily, and let me change the time frame. And at the daily, we're also, we're mildly oversold, but I'd say more so sitting at equilibrium. Again, heading up to that great supply zone that we were talking about, as you can see. So that being said, let's switch up to let's go back to the 4-hour. I kind of believe that this is we're going to get a good jump up on here. Even on the 4-hour, we're sitting at equilibrium. So let me go ahead and draw some of my trend lines here. Let me just check something real quick. And you can see here on our 30-minute chart, from what I drew on the 4-hour chart, we got our main trend line, which started way back there and went up here. For this main trend line, our last touch would have been right here. So, to kind of scale it down a little bit, I apologize with all this moving around, but to scale it down a little bit, being that on this main trend line that I have highlighted here, the last touch was here, so I'm going to scale it down. The first touch here, and we go up here, and you've got essentially our first touch for the new trend line, which is right here. You got the initial, you got a first touch, second touch, and you see it's kind of extended past the trend line. That's okay because it's just going to help us build our fibs. Let me zoom in here. Let's get our fib tool up. So with this second trend line that I started, first touch here, or the initial, first touch, second touch. So I'm going to go right here to my first touch on that trend line, and then go to my initial, going swing high to high on my using advanced fib techniques. This would be my high that I would use. Go right here to this high. And of course, we want to get exact. So there we kind of got it exact. that being said, here on this 30-minute chart, using advanced fib high to high, and because of respecting that trend line, look at where it's sitting at right now. 78.6 level on that fib. So feasibly, you may want to. We could probably, when the market opens today, depending on, obviously it opens up about 5 o'clock, so Nadex won't be open. So we want to see where this is going to be at 6 o'clock. But we very well may have a decent trade at the start of Nadex, based on where it's sitting at right now. And again, this thing could bust right through here and go down here to this fib level, which is fine. We can readjust if it does. But I want to be taking a look at this chart here at 6 o'clock today when the market opens. So anyway, that's just kind of a little small brief overview on the Euro USD, all keeping in mind that, hey, we've got this right up here, this 1739 or 1740 as an excellent supply level. So mark that on your chart. If it hits that level, once my alert goes off on that 1739, I'm scaling down to my 1 minute chart, look for a pretty decent entry. But again, like I said, you saw that 1740 is just a great supply level. So the Aussie dollar. One thing I wanted to show you real quick on the Aussie dollar on this 4-hour chart. There's a great supply zone at that 74.40. And as you can see, I've got an alert set on my chart at 74.39, but look at that zone. Good change control right here. Really good supply zone here. Let me zoom in real quick. 74.40 here, 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 here. Just a great supply zone. So I've got that marked on my chart. Don't know whether or not we'd ever hit that this week, but you never know with the market. But figure out before I start, I wanted to show you that on the Aussie dollar, something to mark on your chart. Is that 74.40, and like I said, I've got an alert set at 74.39. So now let's zoom down here to, let's just take a look at the weekly. Very on the weekly, very oversold. Very oversold on the weekly. Go to a daily. You see on the daily, slightly oversold. I'm typically leaning more towards it's at equilibrium. Good thing, because it can go either up or down. But let's now look at the 4-hour. 4-hour also clearly sitting at equilibrium, as we all know and learn. You see that. Let me switch over here to the 30-minute chart, and just so I can show you a little something here that I want to do. I'm going to build up my trend line here because I see a pretty good level to look at some trades. But let's start here. The trend line. Got a pretty good trend line going right there on that 30-minute chart. So this is pretty good. So as you can see on my trend line, I'm looking at it to be an uptrend. So that, with that being said, on this trend line, we started here. We got a first touch here, second touch, even a third touch on that trend line. So I'm going to go back to where we started here, your first touch, and I'm going to go to my initial swing high and using advanced fibs high to high. And by the way, it would be kind of reverse if we were doing a downtrend. It would go low to low on your advanced fibs if that's what we were doing. But again, be it as it may, right now we're looking at an uptrend. So I'm going to go draw my advanced fib from high to high. Again, this is where it started. My trend, you get your first touch, second touch, third touch. Here's my first touch. I'm going to go here to my swing high, or my most recent high, and then go high to high. And if you want to get, obviously it respects this trend line. Here, I'm hoping for a little dip. It touches this trend line here. We're sitting right at that 78.6 fib level, which is a great level. Looking, once if it touches that, I'm going to go ahead and set an alert on my chart right now. So if it touches that, then I'd be looking to swing down to my lower time frames for that perfect entry. So I'm just going to kind of guesstimate. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and set it at 71.45 an alert. So I set that at 71.45. Now again, because the market opens up at 5 o'clock, it may hit it before Nadex even opens. So anyway, there we go.